Newspapers usually follow a certain layout or structure. Headline. Headlines are necessary for all articles and tell the reader about what they will be reading. Puns or other techniques, such as alliteration, are often used in tabloid headlines to captivate their audience and make them read on.
Introduction. The introduction is very important as the first paragraph in an article. Its contents give the reader a bigger picture of what the article is about, like a brief summary of the article. Research into how people read newspapers show that most people read the headline first, followed by the first paragraph of the story. If the introduction does not interest the reader, then most people will not continue reading the article. The introduction is also often known as a stand first, usually printed in a bold font.
Elaboration. The next paragraphs explain and provide the reader with more information about the story that is described in the introduction. They inform readers about the 5 W's and 1 H. What, when, where, who, why, how.
Quotes. Usually, news stories have comments from those involved or from onlookers. The function is to make the article more objective by keeping a balanced and unbiased viewpoint, with comments from both sides of the story. Alternatively, they can indicate bias and make the article more subjective by sensationalizing the reaction of the public.
Predictions. Most stories tell the reader what might happen next in relation to the event or people in the report. This might include a comment from a police officer, and a member of parliament, a family member, or a general prediction of consequences or outcomes.
Bias. Bias is something to keep in mind when reading news articles. Usually, the opinions of newspapers are predetermined by which political party they support. The Daily Mail, for example, is very biased towards the Conservative Party or the right wing, whereas The Guardian is more socialist in outlook or left wing. However, bias does not necessarily have to be political. Journalists can be biased towards a certain places, types of people, and organizations. Many a time, journalists have been accused of bias for not representing a balanced viewpoint in a report and giving one-sided facts.
Extra tips. 1. During the current affairs assessment, remember to talk about the writer's feelings as well. 2. Remember to state the reason everyone is anxious about the issue. 3. Remember to state the point of view of the writer.
A glossary of language terms.
Informal language, characterized by short sentences, use of slang, and colloquialisms.
Formal language, complex sentences, no slang, standard English used.
Colloquial language, chatty, conversational language, sometimes characterized by the use of slang.
Adjective, describes a noun.
Adverb, describes a verb, usually an action.
Noun, person, place, or thing.
Verb, an action word.
Pronoun, it replaces a noun. Example, I, she, he, we. We is an inclusive pronoun as it tries to include the audience with the writer or speaker.
Elision, deliberately missing out letters and words. For example, don't instead of do not.
Metaphor, describing something as something else, a description that is not meant literally.
Rhetorical question, a question that is asked for effect and does not require an answer.
Rhetorical question, pun, a double meaning or play on words.
Semantic field, a recurring theme or image in the place of writing. For example, there is a semantic field of animals in the Beckham article in the sun. Animal, snarling, savage, roared.